We're often told that losing weight is simple, just eat fewer calories. And while that's true from a purely mathematical standpoint, this advice is often misunderstood, leading to frustration and constant hunger. Be sure to subscribe now so you don't miss out. So what if I told you there's a way to manage your calorie intake without all the counting, while still eating until you're satisfied? Welcome to NuPod. The idea that you need to eat fewer calories than you burn to lose weight is simple math. But this concept is often misunderstood. Drastically cutting your calorie intake can quickly become incredibly frustrating, leaving you feeling hungry all the time. Luckily, there's another way. Subscribe now to make sure you don't miss any of our videos. It's entirely possible to eat foods that are less energy-dense without depriving yourself, without that constant gnawing hunger, and most importantly, without having to count a single thing. You won't find any specific calorie targets here because our energy needs are highly individual. They depend on our age, body composition, physical activity, health status, and even medications. Figuring that out is a job for a registered dietitian or a doctor. The real secret lies in the art of choosing foods that truly satisfy you without overloading your total calorie count. Welcome to NuPod. To illustrate this concept, picture two different plates. The first one holds a small handful of potato chips, while the second has a large bowl of steamed vegetables. At a glance, the plate of chips looks like a lot less food. And yet, it could easily contain the same number of calories as the bowl of vegetables, or even more. This is exactly what we call energy density, the number of calories in a given amount of food. Foods with low energy density offer more volume and a greater feeling of fullness for a moderate number of calories. On the other hand, foods with high energy density are packed with calories in a much smaller package. This distinction is key to understanding how you can eat until you're full without overdoing it. Choosing foods that are low in energy density is a really effective way to eat until you're full while still managing your calorie intake well. When you pick these kinds of foods, you're mostly filling your stomach with fiber and water. These are super important because they send clear signals to your brain, telling you you're satisfied, all without going over your calorie limit. This means you can enjoy big, satisfying meals that keep you feeling full for a long time, without the guilt or strict limits often linked to dieting. It's an approach that helps you enjoy eating while still managing your weight, by focusing on the quality and volume of your food instead of just counting calories, which can often feel really discouraging. How a food is prepared really changes its energy density and how well it helps you feel full. For example, a raw vegetable keeps all its water and fiber, which makes it very low in calories. Depending on how you cook it, a vegetable might lose water, like when you bake or pan-fry it, or it might absorb water when you boil it. This slightly changes its energy density. But what really makes a difference is adding fats during cooking. These pack way more calories than any water lost or gained. Whether it's raw or cooked, a vegetable is still a great choice. On the other hand, an ultra-processed food, like a chocolate bar or store-bought cookies, is often dehydrated and loaded with sugars and fats. This makes it super high in calories for a tiny volume. With these products, it takes longer for your brain to get those "I'm full" signals. This can lead to eating a lot of calories even before you start feeling satisfied. Let's take the example of Julian, 42, who used to snack on a bag of savory crackers, about 400 calories for 100 grams, while watching TV. He rarely felt full and often found himself reaching for another bag. When he swapped this habit for a big salad with fresh vegetables and a light vinaigrette, totaling less than 100 calories for 200 grams, he was amazed by how much fuller he felt for a fraction of the initial calories. The sheer volume on his plate made all the difference. One detail that really stood out to him: he actually had to buy a bigger salad bowl to fit all his veggies. To put this into perspective, 100 grams of steamed broccoli is about 35 calories and takes up a lot of space, while 100 grams of dark chocolate can pack up to 550 calories in a very small amount. Olive oil, on the other hand, is incredibly dense, with 900 calories for 100 grams. To eat until you're full without going over your calorie limit, the main goal is to boost the volume of your meals by choosing foods that aren't too calorie dense. Make vegetables the star of your plate. Serve a large portion of raw veggies as a starter. Use them as the main base for your dishes, whether it's in a stir-fry, a ratatouille, or a sauté, or blend them into your soups and sauces. They're rich in fiber and water, which are valuable for helping you feel full. Also, include broths and clear soups. A bowl before your main course can fill your stomach and naturally curb your appetite for the rest of the meal. Don't forget hydration. Drinking water before and during meals contributes to that feeling of fullness because thirst is often mistaken for hunger. Also, focus on whole grains and legumes like quinoa, lentils, chickpeas, or buckwheat. While they're more calorie-dense than vegetables, they provide fiber and protein for lasting satiety, and they're a better choice than refined grains. Finally, lean proteins like chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, or tofu are the most satisfying macronutrients and help maintain muscle mass. If you feel a little hungry between meals, go for smart snacks. An apple, a handful of raspberries, or a plain yogurt are smart choices, providing volume and nutrients for far fewer calories than a candy bar. These options help tide you over until your next meal without guilt. On the flip side, it's also crucial to know what to steer clear of. Sugary drinks and processed fruit juices are a no-go. They're often very calorie-dense, mostly from sugar, and don't actually make you feel full. Your brain doesn't register them as solid food, meaning you won't naturally eat less later to make up for those calories. Always choose water, unsweetened tea, or black coffee. These choices hydrate you without adding unnecessary calories and help you manage your overall energy intake better. By using these strategies, you can transform your meals into a source of pleasure and satisfaction, free from the stress of obsessive calorie counting. It's all about learning to listen to your body and giving it the fuel it needs to perform at its best. For more insights like this, subscribe to NewPod.